The craziest thing just happened. I just recorded half of my video live on Twitch, and it's crazy because Roger did that recently for the Devil Fruit video, and I was like, yo, that's something I can never do. Like, I can never have like the cojones to have people see behind the scenes of what I do when I record. And then a couple of days later, I do it unconsciously. So take two. What I was talking about, 977 and 978, in which I feel like there are serious implications in regards to what happened in the previous chapter and what's gonna happen in this new chapter. What does that even mean? Fuck. What I'm saying is, in 977 and 978, things happened that I think could have serious implications for the future. Of course, we were stuck on what X Drake said and who X Drake was talking to, who was who, Black Maria, all that stuff. But I think the dialogue after the fact was actually a lot more important. And I'm talking about what Ulti said. And also how everyone reacted to Ulti. And this goes back to Kaido and Big Mom. This is a newly formed alliance. A bit surprising, but kind of expected. Reason being is that it adds to the arc. It makes the arc a lot more grandiose. Like having two Yonko here now in this arc. A lot more people expecting great things. And then we have to refer to the interview, right? Where Oda talks about Marineford and then this war making Marineford look small. The lurking legend. A lot of people have come to the conclusion that Imu was the lurking legend. I'm not sold yet because I don't know how it correlates. Of course, Imu could be the lurking legend. I think we've yet to see them. I think the lurking legend could make an appearance. I'm sure it has something to do with rocks. People have been saying that the lurking legend could be rocks in general, the legend of rocks. And of course, Big Mom and Kaido, they were on rocks. So basically that legend was lurking and now they've come together. So therefore the lurking legend. Boom. Not sold on that either. I think it's going to be a lot more obvious than that. So we just have to wait and see. However, Big Mom and Kaido, they've joined. They're in an alliance. I'm still not sure how Kaido and Big Mom get defeated because again, Luffy got one shot by both of them. Kaido's was a lot more overwhelming. However, when Luffy tried to land an attack on Big Mom, it didn't work and seemingly she drained him of his haki. So therefore, in both instances, Luffy got demolished. And now Luffy's trained for a couple weeks. He has some grasp of advanced haki. The thing is with Luffy though, he has a great foundation. So him learning advanced haki based on his foundation he got from a haki master in Rayleigh, it shouldn't be a steep curve. However, like anything, it takes a while to learn and master things. People like myself, we had an issue with Luffy's seemingly mastery of Future Sight. After Luffy deciding that he wanted to learn it, learning it versus Katakuri, and then having an insane grasp of it in Udon. Whereas he's directing Hyoguro and telling him what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. But it seems like Luffy's seeing into the future just like Katakuri was after 11 hours. That's kind of crazy. And that goes back to Luffy's growth. He has an insane growth rate, but sometimes it takes you out, right? It removes you from the story because you're like, these grizzled veterans and this guy comes along and in 2 weeks, he can take down a Yonko. Oda did have an interview about that though, saying he's not sure how to take down Kaido and that it would not be believable if he's just taken down by Luffy's strong punch. It's funny that you think that now, Oda. Funny that you think that now. However, I'm going off on a tangent. Big Mom and Kaido, they're in an alliance, and people have been talking about this as far as Big Mom and Kaido basically joining officially, meaning Big Mom, daughter, Kaido, son, together, alliance. Now, this has been foreshadowed as far as like alliances ending in betrayal. Other than Luffy, most alliances that we've seen, they don't really end well. The most prominent one is obviously Kid-Apoo and Hawkins, and that literally ended in betrayal, where Hawkins defected to Kaido's side and Apoo was always working with Kaido and he literally just set Kid up. So with Big Mom and Kaido, yeah, that could be a thing where they try to join and form an alliance officially where Kaido's son, if he's still around, marries Big Mom's daughter. But going back to 977, when Kaido called for his son, he was clearly intoxicated. I did not notice that before, where he burped before he called for his son. So he's drunk, right? He called for his son and then they said, oh, let's go find him. People are saying, well, why would he call for his son if he's dead? And why would people say they're going to go get him? Well, that's a Yonko, all right? And the last time someone tried to question Kaido, they got sent flying over the ocean. So if I'm a subordinate, say I'm a random gifter or pleasure or waiter, you think I'm gonna tell Kaido, you know what? Kaido, are you stupid? You know your son dead, right? What are you talking about? Who are you sending me for? You don't say that. You say, all right, Kaido, son, I'll be right back, buddy. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just go get him. But Kaido calls for his son, and then he says he wants to introduce the Toby robot to Big Mom. But apparently they're only summoned, and it's only urgent when it has something to do with some family issues. This could also go back to Kaido and Big Mom. Whatever Kaido owes Big Mom, it could be a family issue. I'm way past the Daifuku, oven, and Katakuri thing. I don't think those are his kids. But if Big Mom did something to help him when he was younger with his kid or something, that could be the huge favor that Kaido owes her. That could be the reason why Kaido speared her when she pulled up and he had her in chains. He could have killed her, I guess. But she has an iron body. I don't know. Wait. Do you guys think that Big Mom should have been punctured by the needles to put her to sleep with her iron body? Or was it not active because Big Mom was unconscious? Anyway, so that whole favor could come into play. However, I think it's something there. It's hard to believe that everything with Kaido and his family is fully functioning and just normal and regular. I think the thing with Momo as well, not killing Momo, making the comment about how young Momo was, talking about Momo spewing the dreams of someone else. It seems like a lot of these struck Kaido to the point that he didn't even want to kill Momo by his own hand. For me personally, I've said that maybe Kaido's son was that age back then, and that's why he couldn't do it. And then I think the family issues and basically making Kaido more likable, right? Where you're adding some humanity to this beast. Because for most of us, we expect Kaido to be a strong, indomitable person, can't be killed, of course a drunk, but when you add these emotional issues, family issues, things that Kaido is clearly having issues with, it creates a level of care that you wouldn't normally have for an antagonist or a villain. And that's how you make a great story or a great storyline. Most stories, believe it or not, they're normally carried by the antagonist or the villain. If the antagonist is great, typically it leads to a great story because then you're kind of rooting for both sides and then it leads to just incredible endings. So hopefully that's what's happening with Kaido, because so far the archetype of the strong, indomitable beast, it's all right. It's not something that we hate, but I think after Crocodile and Doflamingo and Akainu, of course Akainu didn't have the backstory. It doesn't have the backstory yet. We expect something traumatic because of how this man has an insane drive to kill pirates, and then there's something there going on with him and Dragon. I'm sure we'll find that out at some point. But the thing about villains, and I think Doflamingo and Crocodile, they're great villains for different reasons, but for Doflamingo, knowing his backstory, knowing what he went through, knowing his journey, and seeing where he was now, how he took over Dressrosa, the justification he made for taking over Dressrosa, whereas he's like, yo, this is mine at some point, or property of the Don Quixote family, so it's mine now. What he made King Riku go through, those are things that you love. And then him as a kid, as far as his brother's perspective of him always being evil, but then understanding him being snatched from like royalty to the slums, that could have a negative impact on people. So the issues with Kaido are a lot deeper than we think. And I'm interested in how this plays out with Big Mom. What I mean, Big Mom has family issues as well. I think the conversation the kids were having about Big Mom passing away or not being there anymore was a bit too nonchalant when talking about their mother. But Big Mom isn't necessarily the best mother. Like, they have to care more for her than she does for them. And for Big Mom, the kids are just a means to an end. She had kids to create an army so that she can operate territory, become a Yonko, and just do whatever the hell she wants to do. So for them, I'm sure she looks at a lot of her kids like pieces on a chessboard. She doesn't really care about a lot of them, if any. Big Mom is abusive, she's volatile, she's literally a wild card that they have to take care of. So I'm sure their lives would be a lot easier if Katakuri was the captain. Of course, Katakuri's strength would come into question when you talk about him taking over for Big Mom. But I'm interested in that storyline, how Kaido and Big Mom, or introducing Big Mom to Kaido's son, bringing Big Mom into Kaido's world in regards to just toxic family issues, because it's just gonna be a jambalaya of bullshit because Big Mom is just as fucked up as I'm assuming Kaido is, if not even more so, because she has a lot more children. So that could be where the storyline is going. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but the reaction of the Toby Roppo, even ex-Drake, who we know is an undercover agent, was like, yo, what are you doing? And this is kind of off topic, I just thought of it. Someone asked me, what the hell happened to Scotch, right? Like, after he was defeated, was he not a part of the crew anymore? Is he not really a part of the crew? Like, what the hell happened to Scotch after ex-Drake defeated him? I don't know.
Upon further review, I remembered Caribou's cover story, which Scotch went against Caribou, so Scotch more than likely is dead. So if anybody mentions the bodies that Caribou has, don't forget to mention Scotch.
Is this nigga serious?
But anyway, I think Kaido's storyline is becoming more interesting. We'll see where Oda goes with this kid thing. Execution overall has been spotty in Wano, so hopefully we can get top tier Oda for the execution of Kaido's kid storyline or family history storyline, but I think it's a lot to look forward to here. But guys, give me your thoughts. What do you expect from the Kaido family storyline? How do you intertwine Big Mom? Does Kaido and Big Mom actually have a wedding where they try to make this official? Does Big Mom betray Kaido? Because looking at this logically, that's the only way the Straw Hats or the Alliance should have a chance. They're outnumbered numerically and with overall strength, so I don't know how they pull it out, but we'll see. Guys, give me your thoughts. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Follow me on Twitch.tv as well /BragoDAce. Maybe you'll catch me recording by mistake over there as well. I still can't believe that happened. But thank you guys so much. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.